today. We went on the story of the way back today. Mom and I watched two old movies from, the first one was from 1971. It's a movie called, by Disney. They're both by Disney. Disney are the programmers, or the deprogrammers. They're the ones that they make movies out of real things, and then call it fake.
Fake?
So people, yeah, it's just all about messing with people's discernment. You know, all you got to do is get people to believe in self. Get people to believe in things outside of themselves, instead of their own discernment. But the world's changing. People think the universe is outside of you. The universe is only as expansive as the perceptor, the perceiver of the universe. So Mom and I watched, it was Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. That was the first one.
Bed knobs and
Yeah. You find something to do, bud? I said, Mom, I think I did. Okay. So, we watched Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. That was the first one. 1971, but it was supposed to take place in like 1942 with the Nazis. The Fuzzy Nuzzies.
Fuzzy Nuzzies?
With an A. So, that brought back a lot of stuff, because I came out and I was like, so when it was born, it was 3 years old. Went down the latitude, longitude of the directors. Incongruence. And then after that, we watched Escape to Witch Mountain. And I was like, that movie came out when I was a year old. And see, the way they used to do it, like they used to play these movies, it would be like, yeah, they would have movies released in the theater, not like they did. Well, it's like an energy, like, anyway, it's all about manipulation. You know what I learned today?
What's that?
That movies didn't start in Hollywood.
Oh, they didn't.
They started on the West Coast in Hollywood. There's all these movies that were made in like New Jersey and New York.
Wow.
Before, you know.
Yeah, that's...
Talk. You good boy, cancer man. I need to turn it over. Here. Whoop. Oh man. Well, I don't need to mess with it now. I need to wash that. I should take that to a laundromat and put it into a big washer and wash it. That's what I think I might do. So, it sucks there's only like 2 laundromats in town. There's something in there. Tucker's he really wants it. Anyway, so both got me thinking a lot about like early childhood programming and how people determine what abilities people have based on the shows that they watch, because they like attracts like.
Oh.
Right? And I'm watching this show, I'm 51 years old, and I'm watching shows that I watched with a kid, and I can understand why I do things now based on being in congruence to a show that I watched as a kid, and this is a perfect example. I have loved harmonicas my whole entire life. Just always screwing around with them and stuff, you know? And then, because it's all about frequency, my brother makes fun of me. Like, as adults, because you always think everything's frequency to you, and you live from the heart. It's so weird, because he's a Virgo. Because he's the brother, but he went off to, that's the movies. But he became part of the program because he works for the state of California Office of Parole. But all that stuff only exist because a bunch of bros get their way. Militaries only exist because a bunch of bros get their way. That is evident in bed knobs and broomsticks. Like, yeah, it's like, you know, back then it's why are you getting... Everybody's fired up. Had to take Benno to the vet yesterday. I'm glad he's feeling better. I'm not even gonna fuss about his muss. No muss, no fuss, Benzo. I'm so lucky. I'm blessed though, cause like I call. God bless the new girl. Whatever someone new at the vet gets me in under a stressful situation. One guy, he didn't pass the test and he didn't last very long. Yeah. But this girl, she's nice. And she was trying so hard to be nice and she couldn't hear me. Oh. Well, I was so worked up when I called her that usually when I'm on my headset, I said hello. I usually say, "Hi, this is Marge. Can you hear me okay? I'm on my headset." Right? I didn't do that. I was freaking out. Like, I got home and Benny puked like 4 times in 20 minutes and that's not good. So I called at like 1:23 and they said, well, you want to come in at 3:30 or do you want to wait, see how he does and then call us at 8 in the morning? And I know trying to get through to them at 8 in the morning is stupid. Like you can't for like an hour. And then so I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead. I said, I'll wait and see. And then I got off the phone and then I was trying to give him something to eat and he was not interested in food. And I was like, I called the vet back so fast. I said, can I get us in at 3:30, please? I said he needs like meds on board. He needs anti-nausea medicine. Like he needs to feel better, please. Like today, right now, and I can't believe I even hesitated. But I was like disassociated. I'm like processing 1,000 miles an hour just because that's how my brain works with all my Pisces. I'm like in the ethers, man. I'm not the same frequency as a lot of people. I was thinking about that today, like, how many people on planet Earth have been, and I'm not saying, like, in comparison to, like, people in all timelines that have always exist. I know it's just one soul and it just recycles and stuff like that. But, like, how many people have had the same experience that they've both been to Crete, Nebraska, and Crete, Greece? And I know that there's like there's like 3 or 4 San Bernardinos where I was born, because there's like a San Bernardino, Spain or something. I don't know, because you got to check. I never look at the other ones because I'm just looking for California. Because the other ones aren't my storyline in this incarnate. Shun. So we had a pretty good day. I made my first batch. Homie hooked me up with some flour to make some freaking sweet treats, some tasty crunch snacks, and today I opted with the dark red chili. They're these Lint's dark chocolate candy bars with red chili in them, so they got a little kick to them. And then I dumped like probably a third of a package of the Kraft caramel, and then maybe, good boy, a third of some cinnamon chips. So they and I'm getting smarter. So instead of getting mad about washing the cookie sheet out with the caramel and stuff, I just use parchment paper now. I just use parchment paper now. Oh. I just I was telling my fit brushie today, I was like, I will never, ever, ever think I'm like a really, really, really intelligent human being or whatever the heck we are. I don't know. I think, you know what I think aliens are? People that live in the stars. People that live true to their astrology. That's it. You know? And the grays are just people that are living from the egoic shit, you know? Go team! Stupid football. Like people that live the fantasy world, that people, you know, like the impose reality. Like, this is what you need to do. These are the places you need to do for people to have a certain opinion of you. These are the music that you need to listen to. These are the clothes you need. I mean, it's been like this forever. And the programming in those shows, I recommend people go see it. Like, they do it all. Angela Lansbury. Good boy, Benny. Good boy, Benny. I won't talk for long. I made some notes. So Mom got me this. I think it was like my 39th birthday. And it's so cute because this is like one of my pet peeves in life. God bless the people that spell my name Marge, because it's with an E. To me, because it's my shit, right? It's my shit. Like, I don't think less of, like, whatever. It just makes me think of it's, when I worked at Chevy's Mexican restaurant, that's the abbreviation for Marg. Like, Marguerite, like, you know? So I'd see straw Marg. I would always see Marg everywhere. And I worked at that restaurant 3.5 years. So it's not Marge. It's not me. Ain't that salty tequila demon provoking me on tequila? It's so good I don't consume the spirits anymore. Oh my god. Anyway, so I still have it. Managed to hang on to this stuff. I was playing it today with the kid that was using his harmonica to pick up the gun or no, that was his sister that was using her kinetic abilities. See, I have kinetic abilities. I legit do these things that people do on TV. There's several people in the community of Taos that has experienced my little lighter trick. It's because it's frequency, it's energy, it's cooperation is nature's way, and wherever you set your heart and however you navigate, like, doors open. I was watching that show, I was like, because, like, these old shows, because, like, the CGI, it freaking, this is in the 70s, man. The 70s. They've been used, like, America is a production. It's not even a corporation, it's a production. Cue the lights. It's we're going to put these people in charge because of who they're related to. That is stupid. It's stupid. All these old systems and paradigms, they're falling down because they don't have the manpower to sustain the storyline. When I was at Offutt Air Force Base, we exercised. That means we played war. This I was reminded of this today because I could hear planes. Like I know I worked at Air Force Base 5 years. I know the sound of a frickin' craft. I'm not like where I can identify them. I heard a cargo plane, right? Maybe a C-3. And I'm like, I'm in Taos, New Mexico. Go outside and look. It flies right over my house and, like, does a turn up, right? And so I get on my phone because I know that there's Air Force bases here. Osman was even stationed. He got stationed here from Offutt. Yeah, so I think he was at Kirkland or something. And it's not my experience, it's not my frequency, it's not my storyline. So I looked up to see the bases here, and I'm like, I bet it's from Kirkland. And then, not an hour later, on MSN, there's an article that came across my news that said, Airmen at Kirkland Air Force Base are about to practice their response to emergencies. The base will host a readiness exercise on Wednesday along the Albuquerque International Sunport. And I'm like, my brain calculates this. I see that. Okay, they're having an exercise. When I was at Offutt, we had exercises every month for 18th month because we were part of the Joint Farce mission. So basically in Offutt we played war for 11 days every month. I gotta stay chill because he's getting worked up because I am. 11 days because you work, or 12, so it's 5 days and then you work through the weekend and then you work 5 days, so 12 days. And then you work 12-hour shifts. You get 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And then you have to do your regular job while wearing MOP 4 equipment, humidity. Like, it was fucking sucked. I got killed, had a toe tag put on my toe. That was surreal. No, that does something to the psyche. Then, did this for 18 months. I did the math because when you're in the military, you only work 10 months out of the year. You get 30 days leave, and then you get, for every day, there's 15 holidays, federal holidays, and so for every holiday, it used to be, I saw they've changed it because they took away their privilege that they're not given down days the Friday. They did that for fucking decades. So you civilian people that think the military works so hard, they don't, and they haven't, and so they can't even play the role anymore. Like, they can't play the role, so now they have to change what warfare is. So now it's like the geeks on the keyboard, you make me mad, I'm gonna drain your bank account. That stupid shit, that's like, that's modern day warfare. But but that's just because people care too much about external shit. If they cared more about internal shit, none of that stuff would matter. And that the course, you keep doing the right thing, and right course of action will continue to happen for me. That's why ever since, this is my stage. This is where my stage is. I wonder if I could prop it up. See, because we rehearsed for 18 months, and then they did Operation Iraqi bullshit. They staged, well, not staged, because real people died. I'm not taking away from that fact. That's why I'm sorry for my service, because it's disgusting. Bombing people, that's like coward shit. Like anything over there, none of our fucking business. Like religion, all that stuff. You care so much about that? Free pass. Go be a part of it. That's not America's culture. That, if anything, we're going to go back to Turtle Island shit, because the natives are coming back around, because I know my bloodline is like boom, 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 down on my fucking Freemason bloodline, because I got both sides in me. So all these people have this inner conflict because they went with the program, and now they're not getting the benefits because nepotism, cheaters, scoundrels, junkies, drunks, thieves. There's no honor amongst them. Thieves. I called today's talk Gold Star. It's so funny because where my brother is as far as like energy, if you look in terms of energy, abundance, like influence over people, he has a great deal. He has so much more than I do. My influence matters more because my influence I use to take care of Mom when he's like, she's your problem. Like, he proves my point about how fraternity guys are assholes, and like, because he's the bro, and instead of being the protector to show me that there's men out there that can and would protect, he just became another one of bullies along with my father and all these other men. So I'm pretty good about determining who a bully is and who hates women. And they really have no position in any kind of position where they can fucking throw women around, like a cop that I saw throwing a woman out, in Sacramento. Like they do this because they can, but it's like there's always people like me that's like, try that shit with me, see what happens. Try it with me. I might go back to jail, but the whole world's gonna see that you're a little bitch in real life. That's okay, Benny. Oh, we found Mom. I put Mom's glasses. Look at Mom. Ma, say hi. We got your glasses on. Say hi. Wave to folks. See, DNA. It's carbon copy of people. We just have free will. I go against my free will a lot. That's why I'm an advocate with astrology, because it tells me, okay, Marge, you have a propensity to freaking, feel extra powerless on this day. So what are you going to do? I'm going to do extra sex. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go find a mountain to walk up, or go find somebody that needs help with something or something. Use your energy wisely. And as I look around, because this society is dissolving because people aren't using their energy wisely, and they don't like how the energy feels, so they're doing stuff to dull it down, and then the consequences that come with that. Blah. Anyway, so gold stars. When I was a little girl, I used to wet my pants. When I was in preschool. Like, it started when I was in because anyway. So it started when I was in preschool, and then I do it periodically, and then when I was 10, I stopped, I think. I don't know, whatever. And I know exactly why. I'm going to tell you right now why I wet my pants, because there's a system that's in place that's designed to break people's psyche, and I was a part of that system. So I was put in where, I'm the storyline of what happens to 10-month-old babies when and words like penetration are put in the same sentence on a sheriff report that I read with my own eyes when I was 13, and I came to the realization that, geez, that's why my hip pops. So the world that I live in is nothing like the world that other people have lived in, and now they're starting to see that part of the world, and they're starting to see how they benefit from it, and they're starting to feel dirty. And some people are starting to feel guilty, and people, that shit comes out sideways. That stuff comes out sideways when people feel bad, unless they're doing things to make themselves feel better. And who's doing that? So anyway, and so when that happened, when things happen to babies and kids, it turns on switches, and basically it makes you grow up really fast. And it turns on things and thoughts, and things that aren't supposed to even be considered until decades later. And it makes me sad when grown-ups let their kids frickin' wear little daisy short, and because I know there's not a lot of options, but it's like that's how they dress, so they're gonna let their kids do what they did, because they don't want to be a hypocrite. Be a fucking hypocrite, it's not that world. You gotta teach people how to not, because people have weird thoughts in their minds, and that they like something, and that is theirs, and then you put alcohol in it and weird, and we are in the age of OPSEC, man. I'm about to go. I saw in Taos restaurant reviews today how a grown man accosted a young woman that works at one of the restaurants and got belligerent, and she's like, well, at least he didn't throw anything at me. So I'm about to go in and educate some of these women on things that they can do to keep themselves safe, because anything's a weapon. And when grown men are freaking bullying women, you can do whatever you want to keep yourself safe, sweetie. Because I know the Taos police and the sheriff, they're going to lollygag and de-loddle. And they take I could walk faster from the police station to where the restaurant is than they would get in their truck. Let the air conditioning cool up, drive over. What's going on here? Oh, the guy left. Yeah, okay. Just look at the Taos police blotter. It's a fucking joke, dude. It's a comedy reel for serious. Anyway, born and raised, that's what it gets ya. Same thing, decade after decade. Same version, same face on a different version. So yeah, there's all kind just there, and hey, I'll give you a couple pointers right now. This is something Mr. Iski, because you get all these briefings when you join the military. I went to like suicide, like what to look for in people when they want to commit suicide, stuff like, and I didn't go to all the same ones because every opportunity to get out of the shop and learn something different, I was going to take it. Like I was using every resource I could. That's why people join the military, to use it. Well, no, that's not true. That's why I joined the military. So, and he was talking about and the instructor asked Mr. Iski what he would do, like in this room, somebody comes, what would you do to stop somebody that came into this room? And Mr. Iski said, I walk over and I grab that fire extinguisher and I would let it off in their face because they would drop to the ground and not be alive anymore. Not, but just like people don't know because they get scared and they get in freeze mode. I don't anymore. I haven't. I get scared. Every time stops and I look at everything from a bird's eye view and I'm thinking of I'm like a machine. But nothing's 100%. So, good boy, girl talk. So, I used to get gold stars if I wouldn't like to go into public restrooms. That's why I'd wear my pants. Because I'd see a woman, and mind you, I'm a little girl. And I'd be like, man, she's pretty. And I would start thinking of, marriage and having kids and, imagining a whole life with this woman and, she, all this. I don't know. I'm like, I had this crazy imagination. And then I'd share this stuff with adults. And then because you got to tell the truth. And then I would end up in psychiatric fucking shit. Oh, that's rad. So it's just, it's just part of what happens when people try to, break your spirit. And they couldn't break my spirit. They're still trying to break my spirit. They can't break well, maybe they can break. Who knows? My spirit could be broken. Who knows? Nothing's 100%. It just hasn't happened yet. So, I used to get gold star. And so if I had a class where there is a teacher or any little girl or any girl, any girl besides me that I found attractive, because I didn't like men and I knew I didn't like dudes. And boy, from a very young age that I didn't know. I mean, I used to cry in bed at night because of the idea, when of growing up and having to marry a man and have kids and clean house and all that. No, I don't want to. That's fucking no hairy butts and swamp ass and all. No, I don't want fucking none of that shit. That's all for all the ladies. That's all for you. No, not for me. So, I mean, when I played the game of life in the freaking 80s and 70s and shit. In the 70s and shit, and I freaking couldn't. I wanted to put a pink peg in the game of life. I never even wanted to, okay, I have to, marry him. Even on the game of life, I didn't want to marry no dude. That ain't my story in this life. Sorry, it's just not. Heck, I'm like a Pastor Marge now, dude. I've been celibate freaking 8 years now, 9 years, going on 9 years. That's fucking comedy, dude. Nothing. No dates, no nothing. It's not my priority. It's so many people are chasing sensations and they're just they're trying to live a life that somebody else tells them that they need to live their life that way in accordance, but it's making people freaking their psyches dissolve. Anyway, so yeah, Benny, support Home Slice. So if I hated public restrooms. So I would hold it and hold it and hold it and hold it and, and then until I couldn't hold it anymore, and then I'd wet my pants. Because I was bashful. And then it was like I started kind of not like, they were like, okay, why is she doing this and stuff like that. So as a reward system, and my brother, he was a bedwetter. He wet the bed. Like, he got a pad with sensors on it, and he had to wear a bracelet on his wrist, and he freaking, so if the pad got wet, there's an alarm on the wrist. I used to use it like I was a spy walking around, because I'm Scorpio moon, and he hated that thing, and so because it scared him when it woke him up. And how mean is he that still, like, as an adult, he would wake me up like scaring me just to watch. Like, people are mean and wicked. They just don't care. They don't have any soul. That's how I know who these people are, is because I fucking related to soulless people, man. And too many years I supported them and like looked past all that shit. Oh, my dad, I guess he's still okay even though he's done all. No, I can't even defend it anymore. And when the fucking toxic behavior continues, like, even into adulthood, I get why so many people are no contact. I get it. But I got body pad. That's making me. This is for Benny's puke pad from yesterday. Didn't do me any good. I was just like, why do you keep puking on the bed? Anyway. So I get gold stars, and then if you got 5 days of gold stars, then I could pick out a tree. And then I think about the person, and then I think of about who, because the people that are in positions of power, they're put there because they're gonna do what they're told. I'm not gonna be put in any authority position, because I'm never. They tried to get me to do what I was told. I'm part compliant, but ain't nothing as 100%. I got too much Pisces in me. And it's so funny in the second movie, The Escape to Witch Mountain, there's a psychic dude, or not a psychic dude, there's a rich guy that's like, I know who these kids are, I want to get them. And like the first scene that it shows with them, there's a psychic, and there's like 3 guys standing around him in his parlor, and he's like, the Aries, or the moon is in Aries, so now it's like they're talking astrology, and then he's like referring to his guru. So like these are seeds that have been planted in my head the entire time, that like people manipulate energy, and then they create events that are gonna like peak their vested energy investment. Like, okay, like people could be excitable during this period, so they'll do something that like escalates people, or it makes people extra goofy, so number of suicides coming up. I'm really sad. I got Saturday there's an online funeral I'm gonna be participating in. I just, the suicide people are just leaving. I just want people to stay. I just want people to stay because we can figure it out. We can figure it out. People just need to stay. I was talking to a gal that works at Family Dollar yesterday, and she's like, I'm working 70-hour weeks, like it's crazy. She's like, and then these young kids, like they're working these shifts with me in the evening. I said, they don't know how to do anything, do they? She's like, they fucking don't. Well, she probably didn't cuss. She's Gemini. She's like, they don't. I said, you are going to be the one that in 10 years, they're still going to talk about how you laid down the foundation of what their work ethic is going to be. The hard-ass, Mr. Holohan is like my favorite teacher I ever had. 9th grade year. I didn't even see, there's all these people that I've gone around different parts of the country, and they've gone to the same schools, the born and raised. like they've gone kindergarten, like they've known the same group of people their whole entire lives. Every holiday, every like, and then the people like, so they've watched other, it's just the same frequency that just perpetuates, right? And then a lot of times people leave, some people stay. That's just basically makes up a town. When people do the same thing over, and then they have sports, where sports are just the same sport, just the same game played year after year, over and over and over and over and over again. And in Taos, in 5 years, you're going to see these people on Taos Most Wanted anyway. Taos is a crazy, scary place. This happened. This is a recent thing. You're okay, buddy. You're okay. This is a comment I wrote today. Because that's what society does. They redo the same thing over and over. So people focus on that. So they're not out there creating things for themselves. So there's this thing in Albuquerque. Star-crossed lovers, Romeo and Juliet brings ballet twist to classic Shakespeare play. I said, insanity is doing the same play over and over and thinking it will be better than all the other times. So this happened recently. I mean, that's Espanola. There's a sheriff that they're yesterday he had a woman in his truck, in his sheriff truck. This is the stuff that makes me it's not okay, because that they do whatever they want. They're supposed to put them in the sheriff truck because it's supposed to be inconvenient, and if something happens they can just take off from their house, right? But they use it when they're not working. It's just jerky. Anyway, people do whatever they want. It's like the county buys them their truck. It just says sheriff on it, but it's their truck, It's their truck. Nobody else better drive my truck. I saw it. It's just stupid, dude. It's like, I don't fucking legends. So, sheriff, my train of thought just drew up. The sheriff, oh, Benny, what? You make my brains rattle. Oh, I got new pants. Oh, the sheriff. So, this is down by like Rio Arroyo or someplace, south, it's down there someplace. And this guy, he was a sheriff, like the head guy. And a woman made a report that she was with him and he got in a fender bender with her. And then the next day they found him dead in the front seat of his patrol car. So yeah, it's you gotta be careful, man. If you want to live, you gotta act like you want to live and not put yourself in positions that are lame, that just to play, and it's not that world anymore. So how many officers wet the bed? That's what it made me think of, because I wet my pants, and I'd be like, okay, I wet my pants, and Grandma'd ask me, and I'd have to confess, no, I don't get a gold star, okay, sometimes I get a silver one, whatever. That's stupid reward. So funny. So my whole life is about perception. I've been watching people and why they do the things that they do. And now I'm seeing this generation of young people, and I was like, man, I think I'm one of those that was just born at the wrong time, and I think there's people that are coming to the planet that I might be in alignment with. Hey, Kentucky Bigfoot. Yeah, I'm sorry to see that too. So it's a trip. The earth is changing. It's getting crazy. But I think I talk long enough. But no, I want to finish that thought. So I think about the people, like where people come from the same place. There's people that live from ego, from outwardly stuff, and then there's people that live from spirit, from their heart, like I have. And then, like, you look at the people and you put them in the same room, like, like, I wonder if I'll ever see my brother again, if we'll ever be in the same room. I don't know if I'll ever be in the same room with my dad. I know, I mean, there's people that, like, I won't be in the same room with them again no more. I mean, I used to go to meetings of recovery for so long, and they would say things like, only 1 person out of 10 people are gonna die sober. Everybody else is gonna die drunk. They're gonna commit suicide. Like, they're all these terrible, And then I always thought about that. And then as I get older, more and more people that I used to go to meetings with didn't want to take the discipline path, so they went the other way to live that best life, and they're freaking taking. They don't want to. They can't do it no more. They can't. They're taking themselves out. It's. I mean, I've known people that have freaking, like, lit themselves on fire. Well, I think about him. He was just such a nice guy. You could just know that he just was hurting, and he didn't know how to stop, and he doused himself, and freaking, that's like serious pain. That's like, because there's different mentalities will do it different ways, I knew a woman, Visaki, she freaking hung herself, and a dude I knew freaking found her. That just sucks. You're always going to have that, dangling feet. Like, fucking sucks, that picture in your mind. And I don't know, just like, just stay. I just want people to stay. We can figure it out. I got, things are changing. I know I'm real extra stimulated, but today, Mom and I had a freaking, I said, Mom, this might be the best day we ever had, huh, Mom?
Yes.
Yeah? We had a good day.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a real good day. People were just content, and I know we got to hold the space for all those people that really aren't, because a lot of people, they're not keeping it even keel. They're using their energy to have freaking conferences in Egypt and astrology things on a ship and all. It's like, hey, dude, that's great. There's still the cracks of society. Like yesterday there was something in Texas with all these astrologers. They all that's all well and great. You guys have a party, get together after, have too many glasses of wine, looks, whatever. And then freaking, like, that don't help people on the streets that, like, or people like me that for fucking 6 years I'm on YouTube going, man, like, what agency am I supposed to go to? Where are people? And now I'm seeing it everywhere. Now I'm seeing kids, single moms, single dads. Like, where am I supposed to go to? More people are living on the streets, and then the cities and the towns and the borough brats, as I call them. They're making it harder for people just because they feel bad about their situation in life. And so it's going to be a real long, hot summer. But anyway, more for that for another day. It's what I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a rad day.